Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the small delay. Welcome back to another live stream. It is me, the spook, that has spooked so many people. Mostly myself. But how you doing? Hope you're doing fine. I am doing lovely today. I didn't really have a day off. I was working, but mostly working on school stuff. But I hope you had a lovely day. As far as I know, a lot of people had a day off, so... And if not, it's Friday, so... Tomorrow is a day off, unless you work in retail or something like that. In which case, I'm sorry. Tonight we're playing some Powerwash Simulator because I had nothing better to do and I couldn't be bothered to set up all the PlayStation stuff again. I got with me a nice warm cup of tea and a game to play, so yes. There we go. Actually, I might want to throw the BGM in there. Just as a nice background music. Because, honestly, the game doesn't make that much noise. It's nice. It's not making any noise. I don't know if that is because of one of my settings or... It's probably because of one of my settings. Audio, yep. I still don't hear anything. There we go. There's not a lot of noise, but hey, doesn't need for this game. So yeah, cleaning a Ferris wheel. Hello. But yeah, how's your week been? My week has been relatively weird, actually. I won't say calm, but still a lot of stuff has happened. Mostly work stuff. Since I don't have anything better to do. I finished the game V-Rising, and I must say it's 100% recommendation on my end. It's such a good game. They crammed 50 hours of gameplay, pure gameplay. So it wasn't like, okay, there's some farming in there, but you get what I mean. Like, farming is part of the game. It's a survival game. On top of that, they had all the bosses and everything, and that for 20 bucks. This is criminally cheap. But hey, that's what we like. Poor students can afford a pretty good game. But I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do. What else they're gonna do? Will wash me. Okay. So hey, there's the merry-go-round. I think it's called? God. Because that's a Ferris wheel, I know that. Switch to nozzle 2. Okay. Why is this game giving me... Okay. Complete the tutorial speedrun. Whee. But yeah, played a lot of V-Rising. I finished 50 hours of game time in 1 week. That is unhealthy, probably. I did feel kind of exhausted after this week, so that is probably part of the reason. Which is why right now I'm just gonna Take it easy. 50 hours, and that is on top of a 40-hour work week. Where's the dirt? Oh. Wait. What? That is so bad. Oh. I hate that. Where's the last bit of dirt? Ah, there it is. You can't hide from me. You dirty little barrier. Is it little? I don't know. I'm just rambling. Ah, there it is. Wait. I thought there... Oh! There was another thing in there. But yeah. Don't play games for 40 hours, 50 hours a week. That's not healthy. Take it from someone who has tried it. But hey, you know, stuff's gonna happen. But besides that, definite recommendation. I can't wait for what else they have in store for the game. It just came out, so I can't expect too much in the near future, but one can dream. Which I do a lot. To me, or is the thing a bit wonky? Oh well. But yeah, this week has been wild. I actually wanted to play some Hitman because I remember with the 2-year anniversary, they planned a lot of stuff for April, and I had totally... Yeah, see? It's acting a bit weird. Or maybe it's the first time I'm seeing it. They had planned some stuff for April. Like the freelancer mode. But I started up the game, and there was nothing. There was no freelancer mode. And so I was a bit disappointed. Looked it up, and yep, they delayed it. Till the second half of this year, so not even by, oh, like a month or two. We don't even know when we're gonna get it. And judging from the fact that they moved up a map that was gonna release later on into July, something tells me it's gonna be later than July. I can't complain because... I mean, I can complain, but it's not gonna change anything. Plus, I'd rather have something finished than have a repeat of what happened to the VR. Because that was horrible. I actually felt sick after playing it. Not because it was that bad, but because the controls were that bad. But oh well, you know, we'll see. It's acting really weird. See? When I go up, it's going down. I hope that's just these things, that they're just acting weird. But yeah, I was a tad bit disappointed that I couldn't play that. Because I could play more random stuff in Hitman, but I am not a Hitman content creator. I don't know. I'm not even good at the game. All I do is just run around and do dumb stuff. Which evidently I'm very good at, but... yeah. But we'll see. We'll play more of it, because as far as I know, this update will be free, so... Free content? Yes, please. This post has been cleaned. And clean I shall. Bling. That was fairly quick. Aw, little heart. Fuck your love. We'll put the Ferris wheel on. Turn it off? I can. Clink. What? Transmaster. I mean, that's a different sign part. I'm gonna need... Do I have anything? I do. Come on, come here. Good. Oh yeah, speaking of good. The Obi-Wan series came out today. I watched the first 2 episodes. Whoa. I like it so far. I mean, anything to get more Ewan McGregor, but yeah, no, it's been really enjoyable. Actually, it released 2 episodes at once, which surprised me. You know, no one's gonna complain. Already had to wait long enough. If they have it ready, just release it. Ah, shit. I am not good at... Oh. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I saw some YouTube thumbnails saying like, "Oh, the game is the series is gonna be about other people more than about Obi-Wan." But I didn't get that feeling from the first episodes, so I might be wrong. I might spew total bullshit right now, and people got that feeling a lot, and were like, "Why wasn't there 30 minutes of Obi-Wan in a 20-minute episode?" Okay, there were 40 minutes. Why wasn't there 50 minutes in a 40-minute episode of Obi-Wan? But I didn't get the feeling. So, rumors. I forgot the word. Disproven. Probably, I don't know. There's a cooler word for that. I just forgot it. Bye bye blue paints. Yep, that's a dirty post. Sign. Post is clean. All signs point to this post being dirty. Kill me. I need a sip of tea. Stupid barrier. Oh. There we go. Also, I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. As you may have seen on Twitter, Himari has returned. At least on Twitter. But she wasn't up to streaming yet, so... No rock gang today or tomorrow. But maybe in the future. Don't know if I was allowed to say that, but maybe in the future. Oh, give me a second. Someone asked me something. Whoop. Oh, that was very bad. There we go. Sorry. That is the outside done. I think we should start with the generator. Sheesh! How did it get this dirty? What did you do to this poor generator? Power cable goes into the feet. Speaking of feet, I miss Sharina. Oh, he was on vacation with some stuff and wasn't available. I can actually send him a message. Maybe he can be. Let's see. Do my words of magic work, or stop wasting water? No, I won't. Okay, how are you doing? This is magic water. You see? No hose. No hose. No bitches, no hose. Okay, don't cancel me. I was talking about dogs and water management cables. Hoses. Beep, beep. Sorry if you hear the sound outside. People are being very loud today. And I don't want to close my window because I will physically die from heat. But how's your day been, Kay? Generator. You know, spraying all this water in the generator is probably not very good for it. You know, let me make it worse. Let me turn you on. Da di da di da. My dad would kill me. My dad has a history in electrical engineering, so yeah, this goes against everything you stand for as an electrical engineer. But I don't care because it's a video game and this water is fake. I'm blasting pure magic against this generator. Oh, the van model, yeah. Sorry. I forgot. There I am. Sorry. Took a minute to on stream to catch up. Thanks for reminding me. I, as you can see, I am a very good streamer. I have never made a single mistake. I definitely didn't stream yesterday without unmuting the sound. Oh boy. You know, when you had a long day and you're tired, stuff can happen. I'm making excuses. I mean, I am making excuses, but I can't help it. I'm dumb. Your Honor, I would plead, I'm dumb. Is that... Are these bars copper, or is that just blue paint I'm spraying off? I don't know. I'm not supposed to be here yet. I need to clean this post. Your post was funny. Yeah. Epic Reddit moment. I hate myself. Washing electricity? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Tell me one thing that could go wrong. Scratch that. Don't tell me. The post above me. No, I can't say that. Bling. Oh, the sound can be a bit louder. Turn into Electro Man. Exactly. It's what I've always dreamed of. Electricity. At my fingertips. You know, funny story. I have shocked myself with 230 volts on multiple occasions in my life. I am a danger to myself. Last time wasn't even that long ago. Working on a school project, I had to work with electricity and water. Like I had to make a sensor. It wasn't even the water that shocked me eventually. It was me forgetting to pull out the plug while working with the wires. As you can see, electricity may have fried my brain. When I was younger, I loved working with electronic stuff. So I pulled apart a old coffee maker to get out the pump, and then I tried working with the pump because I'm like, oh yeah, Vampus Immortal, exactly. I pulled it apart. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna work with this, and then I put in the plug and put the pump in water, and like I said, water and electricity. Not a good combination. So when I put it in, the power in the entire house went out because I shocked myself. Or when I was little, I pulled one of the cables from my lamp that was next to my bed and then shocked myself. I'm a hazard. It's a miracle I am alive, honestly. Vampiric powers can only help you so much. Stairs are clean. Let's do the handrail, that's the most annoying. Stand on top of it. Ah, there was another post. Reports. I've seen this post before. Technically not a lie, they're all the same. Yeah, I don't know how I'm alive. Special jiu-jitsu. You know, I'm kind of on the fence about this. Sorry. I'm kind of on the fence about this. It's a horrible joke. I didn't even properly set it up. I could star in one of the Spider-Man movies as Electro. I don't think I don't think anyone in my life would find that weird. Besides my acting skills, I don't know how much of an actor I can be. Yeah, but mostly the older ones. I'm not a... It's not that I'm not a fan, I just don't have the time or money to go to the cinema, and watching them on Disney Plus... I rarely watch movies. I haven't even seen Thor Ragnarok. You know, people keep saying it's amazing. I did see the Avengers though, because I was following Iron Man a lot when I was younger. Oh, I 100% watched Moon Knight. That show was so good. Oh, I loved it. I was so excited when it came out. I never really was into the comics, but all the memes about Moon Knight, even though half of them aren't even actual comic stuff, I was excited for it since I like anti-heroes. You know, the whole stuff of I won't kill you because I'm better than you. You just murdered a school bus full of... Okay, that's kind of too soon. You just murdered 16 elderly people, but by throwing them off a cliff. But no, I am better than you. Versus Moon Knight. I'm the fist of Khonshu. My fist, your face. You do the math. That's what I liked about Deadpool as well. Plus, his sarcasm. The sarcasm of Khonshu is amazing. Yeah, the actor is so good. He portrays that so well. Made me think of, what was it? Split. That movie about the guy with the 24 personalities. That actor was also phenomenal. Phenomenal. Hard word. I don't even know how you can switch personality like that. Because Mark and Steven are such different personalities. But yeah, Khonshu saying, kill him, break his windpipe, had me rolling. In hindsight, Steven should have broke his windpipe. That would have probably eliminated a lot of the problems in the later scenes, but hey. If he did, he and Mark would never have found equal ground. And now they got a third problem to deal with. I'm being squashed by one of the Ferris wheel. Is the volcano erupting? Am I in danger? Do I need to get insurance? Health insurance. What country are we in? Ow. Probably already a hazard to myself with standing under those carriages. Jake is on. I mean, I think in terms of personality, I like Steven. Steven is a bit awkward, which I sometimes can't handle. The cringiness. I'm very, very... what's the word? I can't handle cringe that well. If I see some people doing dumb stuff online, and I know how it's going to end, I just can't watch it. So that sometimes pains me when I'm seeing Steven. But then again, I love how knowledgeable he is. Mark is honestly just an asshole. Jake, I haven't seen enough of Jake. But the whole moment with Steven and Mark being there, like, yeah, we're not gonna kill you. You can do that yourself, Khonshu. And Khonshu was like, ooh, I'm gonna pull out my trap card. And Jake was like, hasta la vista, baby, or whatever he said. It wasn't English, but I don't know which language. Was it Spanish or Italian? I forgot. But yeah, how those three complete different people came from the same troubled person was honestly astounding. And it's portrayed so well in the show. Like, when it comes to representation, I'm a bit on the fence. Okay, for this I'm actually on the fence. Because a lot of the times representation means you gotta force a character in because otherwise people will get mad. Netflix is very good at doing this. Oh, it's Spanish? Okay, sorry. Netflix is very good at doing that in a bad way. And that honestly... I feel bad for him. Yeah, true. He had such a rough childhood. But, it is... If it's forced, it ruins part of the story. And when it ruins part of the story, it becomes less enjoyable. For obvious reasons. And I think that's the biggest problem that most people have with forced representation. If you, for instance, have a character that is all about, like, I'm gay, and has to repeat it every 5 seconds, that is a bad character. Not because he's gay, but because he's badly written. Or changing characters to make them fit your representations. Even worse, The Witcher almost did. I mean, The Witcher did some of it, but honestly, they handled it pretty well for how Netflix shows usually go. But yeah, for Moon Knight, they did it so well. They didn't change anything. They represented it very well. That's how it should be. The new Kenobi series also does it pretty well. Nothing mental health related or something, but like they have a very diverse cast and it fits. It doesn't come out of nowhere. Attack on Titan did it very well. They even handled it like lore-wise pretty well. How characters would react to other types of people. So you know, there's some very good examples of that. It's just most of the bad examples come from Netflix, which is why they lost so much stock in the first place, I think. I don't know exactly why they lost so much, but... Oh no, that was related to the fact that they said they were gonna do ads on their paid service. Our shows aren't doing well, so we're gonna punish the few people who are actually still watching our shit. But yeah, Moon Knight, phenomenal series. I hate that word. Phenomenal. A lot of good series have come out. Miss Marvel? Oh, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was a disaster all around. They... From their acting choice to the story to the very, very obvious reference to her being a Karen in... Yeah. Oh, Miss Marvel's upcoming series. Oh, I didn't know that. Miss Marvel? Miss Marvel? I don't know. I thought you went to Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a disaster. I haven't heard anything about that. Netflix is... Disney is really hit or miss. Sometimes they have amazing series, and sometimes their series are just a disaster. But I'm glad they're at least splitting it up properly. Like when a series, they put all the bad stuff in one series, and then that lets you enjoy other series. Like, for instance, Kenobi. So far, so good. Haven't seen anything that would make me go, ah! I mean, there's one character that's annoying, but that's written to be annoying. Like, when someone's written to be annoying, it's dangerous, but if they do it well, then you can't really blame them. Especially not the actress. Game of Thrones. Joffrey was the most hated character. But the actor did a phenomenal job portraying him as a hated character. Making people hate him. And that speaks to me as a good, well-written character. Now, there's a lot of stuff you can say about Game of Thrones because the last season was a joke. Let's just say that. I've rarely seen... Okay, that was before the time I got really into anime. So I can't speak too much on that because there has been some anime that... Yikes. Started really well, ended very bad. That's a good example of that. One that's airing right now. Shield Hero. I don't know what to think of Season 2. I am so lost. I'm still an episode behind, and usually when I enjoy a series, I would never fall episodes behind. Like, I watch some throwaway series, and sometimes I just stop halfway through. But Shield Hero wasn't supposed to be one. And it ended up being one, and it makes me sad. Because I really enjoyed Season 1. But it just lost the one thing that made it really good. The revenge plot. They threw everything away that had to do with the revenge plot. And made it just a generic isekai. And if I want generic isekai, I can watch other stuff. This is not on level with the other great isekai like Konosuba. Oh, Loki, yeah. I watched Loki last year. Really good. True. Yeah, Shield Hero disaster. There's some series. I started watching Tomodachi Game as a joke, and I was about to drop it because it made no sense what was happening. And then they just threw everything upside down. And it actually made the series more interesting. So I was like, And now every week I'm like, okay, what type of shit is the main character gonna pull this time? I gotta say, they do know how to make cliffhangers. Has season 2 of Loki been announced? Because I know Disney is also known for series that do well just cancelling them for some reason. Not outright cancelling them, but just not making a season 2, not renewing them. I don't think there still hasn't been an announcement that Moon Knight's gonna get a second season. Which would be a shame, since I really wanted to see where that character goes. I'm sure Loki was like their biggest success. One of their biggest successes. So, that's everything on ground level. Let's do everything up in the air. Gonna be a bit more annoying, but... Oh, I was just singing. Why are you gonna flame my singing like that? Not looking good for the music. Ah, the ray. Oh. Sorry to hear that. I forgot how horrible this game's movement system can be on moving objects. Bling. Let's just stop the Ferris wheel. Don't want to speed run this just because it's still moving. Croaky, yeah. They did that so well. I love that so much. I think Croaky was everyone's favorite. I think that's just the bottom. Oh, they're all Lokis. All of them are as tricky as a Loki would be. Female Loki was hot. That is true. You meant... I don't know which Loki you meant. I haven't watched it, but I did read up on some of the lore of this game, and it gets pretty dark. But I don't know that much. I just know that Mayor's an asshole. There's a volcano that keeps spewing ash all over the place. There has been a couple murders. Most likely. Just need to watch it. Nice. That's one pod. You know what series has been phenomenal? I said it right. This season? Paripikome. I mean, everyone, of course, Spy X Family, like, Spy Family, however you want to pronounce it. It's amazing. No one... I mean, murder or no murder, someone needs to clean up. And what they call the janitor. But yeah, Spy X Family, no one denies that that's an amazing series, but your boy Kongming, Paripikome, it's so good. They took the craziest concept imaginable for a series and just ran with it and put down an amazing show. Where's the dirt? I don't see any dirt left on this. You're kidding me. Come on. There we go. Don't know what I cleaned, but I cleaned it. To Your Eternity, it was on my list, but it's not really my type of genre. So it took less priority over other things. And I'm someone who doesn't really drop anime unless it is the absolute most garbage thing I've ever watched. I think there's 3 things I dropped. That is Arifureta, because I found it disgusting what they did with the characters. I don't mind fan service, but there's fan service and then there's just outright illegal shit. But hey, people love it, so it's just not my type, a cup of tea. I dropped the Star Wars series. Not necessarily bad, but I watched the best ones, and since it wasn't a cohesive story, I didn't really watch anything else. And redo of Healer, which speaks for itself. I don't think I need to explain why I dropped that. To be fair, the fact that I started watching it in the first place is pretty controversial. But yeah, back to my point. Because I don't really drop anything, I just pause a lot of stuff. I intend to watch it fully. Means opinion on X-Arm. I didn't start watching X-Arm. And honestly, that show is so bad, I would probably finish it. Like, there's bad, and then there's just funny bad. And I think X-Arm falls in the funny bad category. Like 7 Deadly Sins would. I also still need to watch the final season of 7 Deadly Sins. X-Arm didn't have any expectations from me. 7 Deadly Sins was just a disappointment. It wasn't all like, oh, this is bad, but I can deal with it. It's like, this is bad, and I know how good it can be, how good it was, which hurts the most. But I haven't watched X-Arm, so I wouldn't be able to say if I would genuinely watch it. But then again, I watched the entirety of Interspecies Reviewers, which I have to say was a pretty good series. The comedy was amazing. And it is honestly a show you should watch with friends if you have that type of... if you're comfortable with that. A classmate of mine forced me to watch it with her. And watch the cultured version, of course. Because why else would you watch it? It was just funny. OP? Which series? Sorry. Oh, One Piece. Well, good luck. One Piece is never gonna end. I don't think they're ever gonna end that series. The fact that they still have people engaged after this long speaks volumes about the story and about the fan base, probably. But yeah. It's gotta be a good story if after a solid 1100 episodes people are still not bored. I know for a fact that some series can't even keep up 20 episodes. But it's dangerous to play that game. Because... look at... for instance, Boruto. People didn't like it from the start, but they just kept on going, and I think it's still going, and people are done with the show. It never should have existed in the first place, but here we are. I think they did it well with Black Clover, which was another show from the same studio. Though Black Clover suffered a lot because of Boruto. I think if the show would have just ditched Boruto and focused fully on Black Clover, they could have put something pretty well down. But because they split up their team into one mediocre project and one project that had a lot of potential, they kind of flopped. Don't get me wrong, Black Clover is still an amazing series in my opinion, but it, like, animation is subpar sometimes, which just hurts. But now they're doing a movie, so let's hope they can fully put in their effort in the movie. Also, you know what's getting a season 3? One Punch Man. I started watching it this year because I saw some clips on YouTube. I was like, okay, I need to watch this. Of course, the constant clip of... it's not as bad as people... okay, yeah. I never got into the Naruto craze. So, Boruto really didn't strike it with me. Because in my opinion, it was just a... it's just Naruto fan service. But I could be wrong, you know. I don't have the same opinion as people who watched all of Naruto. And animes do suffer a lot from hate review bombing. I think Attack on Titan suffered a lot under that. When Attack on Titan surpassed on the website I use to calculate to keep track of my animes, list. Attack on Titan surpassed Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in popularity, and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fans started review bombing it because they didn't like that it was higher than FMAD. And I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but it's an old show, let it go. New shows will rise to the top, old shows will stay at the top or go down. It's yeah. Reviews, in general, reviews don't mean a lot. But yeah, it's sad. I'm not saying Attack on Titan is the only one that suffered under that. I think there's a lot more anime that do. Just don't know a clear example. I think Tomodachi Game, but that wasn't really review bombing. It was just the first 5 episodes having a really rough start. 4 or 5 episodes. Kurama. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. But Tomodachi Game, yeah, had a really rough start, so people just call it quits. They didn't like the show, they because of how it started, and dropped it. It was someone in Boruto. Okay. Unnecessarily killing people. Killing a character needs to be done well, especially if it's a beloved character. Attack on Titan did it very well. It did it very poorly in Season 1, because they made up a bunch of characters that were supposed to mean a lot to Eren. Yeah, like I said, I haven't watched Boruto or Naruto, so I wouldn't really know. But make up a bunch of characters that are supposed to mean a lot to the main character, and then kill them off. Like, I have no connection to these people. I don't give a shit. You're saying I should feel sad because they meant a lot to the main character, but we haven't seen that. Versus now that all characters have had some character development and everything, and you start killing them off, it hurts a lot more. There's one thing I hate more than killing off a character unnecessarily, and that is bringing back a character unnecessarily. Because if you make me go through all the emotional trauma of killing off a character, giving them a good end, and then being like, psych, they're back, they were never dead, that is just horrible writing. There's probably a few excuses out there where it worked, but too many times, and I'm looking at you, World of Warcraft, too many times do writers think, oh, this character is beloved but he's dead, let's just bring him back to life by some bullshit reason. And it just sucks every single time. And there's a difference between killing off a character and bringing them back next episode, because then the trauma still hasn't properly set in. Shows do that more often, and that can be written pretty well. But I've seen some stuff. Like World of Warcraft did it with the Lich King, Arthas. That man had a perfect end. He didn't need redemption. He didn't need anything. He had a perfect end. And for some reason in Shadowlands they were like, psyche, here he is, and he is suffering, and you should feel bad for him. No! He was a villain. He was an asshole. It was a tragic asshole. Because he didn't, like... He didn't necessarily want to do all of this. But he was an asshole. No, I haven't read any webtoons. And I don't read a lot of manga either. I'm reading Tokyo Ghoul. Still a bit behind on that, but... Tokyo Ghoul, and I read a bunch of light novels. Spice and Wolf. What's the other light novel that I'm reading? Overlord. Really good light novel. But yeah, not too much. I should read more. But usually I'm stuck just watching videos at night, and yeah. I'm stuck playing Power Simulator instead of reading books. Oh shit, I didn't properly clean the bottom. I'll have to do that later. I never read Solo Leveling. I've heard a lot about it. Nothing story related, but people saying like, oh, it's amazing, read it, oh, it's so good. But I've never read it. I think it was Solo Leveling. I'm doubting myself. Maybe I'm saying some trash-ass webtoon is the most amazing shit ever, but... I thought it was Solo Leveling. I've heard stuff about it. There's a bad webtoon. I have no doubt. There's some bad stuff out there. Oh, speaking of bad stuff, you know what's even worse? There's the creator of what's it called again? Redo of Healer. You know, that guy. I know it's a guy, technically. Or not technically. That's sad. Where are you from, by the way? What language, please? But, oh yeah. Person who wrote Redo of Healer. He has another show and another manga. World's Finest Assassin. And that one's also pretty dark. Like, there is some fucked up shit in there, but it's like... Series can have bad stuff as long as the bad stuff outweighs the good stuff. Or the good stuff outweighs the bad stuff. Indonesia. I'm from the Netherlands. Europe. The Cheese Eaters, or Swamp Germany as some people like to call it. But anyway, Loud as vehicles outside. And that creator created that manga as well. And it is such good story. I'm so sad because he can do it. Of course, it still has some fucked up shit because it's the writer of Redo of Healer. People would be mad if he didn't write some fucked up shit, but yeah. Oof. There we go. But sad. Yeah, sadly. It's a good series and I will defend it, but I would understand if people would say, nah, I'm not reading that. Entirely valid. Because it does have some pretty heavy topics that I'm not gonna go too deep into, but yeah. Yeah, it's not the first time I've heard that, yeah. I have some other Indonesian friends as well. They always bring that up. It's a joke, of course, like no one's actually bullying me with it, as far as I know. I'm not that attached to my country's heritage as well. But yeah. I know we have a name in Indonesia. And I don't blame them. Our queen is cool, yeah. Our queen and king are cool. You'd find a lot of people here who would disagree, but I think they're cool. They're a political figure. They go to countries and speak to other countries on behalf of the Netherlands. And they're doing a good job at that, so... But people are like... there's people who are just against the monarchy because it's monarchy. The king doesn't have any power here, but it's still a king, so screw him. Oh, in fashion. If you mean the hats, yes. But I'm personally, I'm not too much into fashion. But yeah, I can see that. They're pretty fashionable, yeah. And very down to earth, which is what I like. Like, you see just some dude on a bike driving past the king, waving at him, and the king just waving back. No security detail that will tackle the guy because he is getting near a royal. No one screaming, stuff like that. Just very nice. I like that. Feels much more connected with the people than how it used to be. And in some countries still is. Not saying that is bad, it's just my personal preference. Some people prefer a iron fist monarch. Because that sets a strong indication for international relations. Though I think with the time people prefer a nice nice person more than someone who's just there to rule. be so awesome. Is that meme stuck in my head? Fashionable and nice. What more could you want? Yeah, I need to get them down. I can do that immediately. Yeah. Politics is a dangerous animal to tackle. To try and tame. And so many people fall prey to it. It's just painful because there can be very, very nice discussions about politics. I've had on school, at school. People can disagree on stuff and then still be friends. Because, you know, where would this world be if everyone just agreed? Boring and dull shit ever. But, that said, people take it way too far most of the times. Which is why, in general, people try to avoid politics. And I can understand that. I am very neutral in that regard, so... like, I will always be the middle ground. Okay, it's not entirely true. There are some cases where I would take a side, but... in general... my opinion is just, let's... what's best for everyone. That's all I should say on politics. Before I say something dumb. I fell. See if we can get up there. Get up here! It just goes up way high. There we go. Oh, there's a thing there. You know who are even worse in discussions? Weebs. If you like a show that someone doesn't like, you are the most horrible person in existence. If you say you like Demon Slayer to a shonen fan, you have trash taste and you literally shouldn't be allowed to watch anime. If you say My Dress Up Darling wasn't your favorite thing, you should be executed. Oh, that's nice. I don't know too much about Indonesian politics. I don't know too much about foreign politics in general. I follow the memes about American politics, but that's about it. I don't go out of my way to read up on it. Unless some crazy stuff is happening, like elections. But yeah, most I hear from foreign politics is friends just complaining about it in general. Interesting. Yeah. Whoa. Almost fell off. Nice. Oh! Almost fell off again. Okay, so this is the entire face. And I can just clean this part and then skip out on the rest, because what other shows am I watching, actually? I don't think I'm watching that much. Besides that. I mean, not watching that much, I was already watching a lot of stuff. I'm already watching a lot of stuff, but nothing too outrageously much. Just a few shows. Wish I get paid. Don't know if I can see that. In total, 800. Which is honestly borderline unpaid internship. But hey, I'm an intern IRL, so I can't complain. This is actually double what I... No, okay, this is double. Never mind. Yeah. If there's one thing I do hate about the Netherlands, it is the fact that companies are legally allowed to not pay interns. That is horrible and should not be done. The fact that that's a thing is criminal, in my opinion. Oh. A little bit more. I wish power washing was this nice and easy in real life. In real life, you have to deal with so much stuff. The water just jumps 2-story height. Don't worry, I got iron knees. My shins are made of titanium. I can take the fall. Da, 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 da. Well then. I don't think this job is OSHA regulated. But who cares what OSHA thinks? I need to earn money. Is it actually scaring me? It's not like I'm losing anything. You know, this game would be amazing in VR. Also very scary. This job is a big one. Not as big as some of the houses I've done, but yeah. Cute lolly VTuber. Oh. Boom here guy. Yep, that happens. I don't understand it. Sentiment. Because I know some more people, some guys who pick a girl avatar. I don't have anything against it. If that's what you want to do, there's probably a niche for that. There's people who like it. But I don't understand it. I wouldn't do it, in my opinion, personally. Maybe it's just because, and now I'm gonna say something very controversial, I like being a man. But, yeah. People can do whatever they want. I'm of the full sentiment, you don't like it, you don't watch it. But I can understand the clickbait. My day is ruined. Sorry. Just had to do it. What did I clean? I don't know. I clean that. some really cool VTubers out there. I saw a tweet of a microwave VTuber. People come up with the weirdest stuff. But it's honestly the charm it has. The possibilities are endless. Literally every animal in existence could become a VTuber. Mother Nature? Boom, she's a VTuber. The incarnation of death? Boom, a VTuber. Just a random vampire? Boom, he's a VTuber. The devil himself? Boom, he's also a VTuber. It has a certain charm. I like it. How is this front spoke not clean yet? Did I just not clean it properly? Oh well. Time to casually jump off a building again. Whee! Ah! I've already cleaned this thing. And this thing. The Shota vampire. Boom, a VTuber. Not Shota! Even seen some other... Okay, I can't really say that. Sheesh! This man can jump. And now I know why I didn't clean that properly, because I didn't have it cleaned yet. I'm gonna do those spokes later on. Really glad I did all the white spokes. Oh. So I spent today playing some Arknights as well. After dinner. And... oh boy. The new event was interesting. It's a rerun of an event, but I never played it. Gachas also come up with the dumbest shit. Let's do a jailbreak. Which isn't even the craziest idea, honestly. I like Arknights. It requires me using 110% of my brain, which I don't always agree with, because my head starts spinning at some point and I get angry because I make one single mistake. If there's one game that will make me cope and seethe, it is Arknights. I can handle a lot of games, but just that game gets on my nerves. But you know, that was a dangerous move. Sometimes coping and seething is part of the experience of playing a game. When Poppy Playtime. I've actually watched a lot of videos. There's this guy on YouTube and Twitch, Spiff. Not Spiffing Brit, but Astral Spiff. He does speedrun and breaks the game in every way imaginable. I just love seeing it. Being a game developer myself, it's pretty funny. The second chapter has been interesting. I know it was supposed to be an hour long in gameplay on your first playthrough. Yet people broke it so much that to the point where you could complete it in like 2 or 3 minutes if you speedran it. And there's some stuff, of course, but there was one thing where a wall didn't have collision. I'm like, how do you miss that in playtesting? I know how a tester works, because I work with one. And I can with honesty say, that is not something a good tester misses. A good tester, every time a level is complete, he will, or a part of a level is complete, not even that, he just, anytime you do something, he tries to break it in every way imaginable. Now that, you know, you could shoot your hand through a certain part of the wall, and by that opening the train door early, I can understand that getting through. I still think that is something you would test, but with the amount of content that is in the game, that's something you can miss. But missing the entire collision of a wall? Nah, bro. That part of the game wasn't properly tested. I can tell you that. The speedrunner, the tester, yeah. Well, honestly, like, this is why games have betas. To find that kind of stuff. Because, realistically, the stuff I make at work isn't that gigantic. So testers have a bit of an easier job. But that's why we only have one tester. Best case scenario, you have a team of testers that try to find that stuff out. I keep forgetting my tea and now it's cold and bitter. Clink, clink, clink. Mm-hmm. And this is why you have patches, of course. And they patch that wall. Like they should. And some people say like, oh, why did it take them so long? Security breach was a mess as well, yeah. But honestly, security... It has a certain charm when a game is a complete mess. Security breach, for how broken it was, it gave me so much enjoyment watching people break it in speedruns and stuff like that. It has a certain charm to it. Oh, hey, that's good. And as long, for me, as long as the game is a buggy mess, but like for speedrunners, for example, honestly, Poppy Playtime, except for a few bugs, you could play through it without ever encountering the biggest amount of bugs. But it has some very interesting stuff. That is a state of game that that is the best in my opinion. Or not the best, but like it's acceptable. It's buggy, but in a way that it won't hurt the average player. And it gives speedrunners a lot of content to get through. And then you patch certain stuff, so they try to find new stuff. That is just a combination. And this also depends on the type of game, of course, because you do not want stuff like that that is exploitable in online competitive games. Because that will just ruin everything. But in single player games, you know, it's fine. I do agree with the message of developers have a certain pride. I saw that video, but I didn't watch it fully through. I don't know if theories are killing a game. Because if you look at Dark Souls, Dark Souls is a game that lives off of theories. Because the lore is so convoluted and collectible and stuff like that, yeah. But I didn't watch the entire video, so I don't know the entire message of the video. But yeah, like Dark Souls 3 in particular is the one I played a lot. It had collectible lore. It was very convoluted. It didn't have any clear cut, yet it was still one of the best games ever put out. Hello Neighbor. There is Hello Neighbor, yeah, and that is another one that is. It started out strong and just lost its charm. Yeah. Let's do the full form now. Let's start on the ground. That is true. Hello Neighbor was. I don't know what went wrong with Hello Neighbor, technically, specifically. I know there's a video constantly popping up in my recommended. It says, what went wrong with Hello Neighbor, but... the game had potential, and it just lost its charm of what it was trying to do. It tried to become too big, I think. And... these types of games with the convoluted lore are hard to make. I'm gonna say that. And usually they are the most successful when it's one person or a small team behind it. Because that one person has full vision of what he wants, usually. And with that, plus it broke, yeah. Yeah, true. And the thing with small games is, if it goes bad, there's not a big audience with it. Of course, for Hello Neighbor, it's different because it started small and became big because of its popularity, and then became shit. Different story, but if you look at Five Nights at Freddy's, at Undertale, they all started very small and became successful, but they were made by one person or a very small team. I think these two were made by one person. And that made it... because it was made by one person, you didn't have disagreements on lore stuff. You didn't have all those stuff, because it's made by one person who knows what he wants. And when it's one person who knows what he wants, it's easier to stay focused on a goal. And one person can also make a lot of mistakes and disagree with himself, but yeah. And then when you start working on it, something like that with a big team, you need to be very clear on what you're doing with everyone there, and everyone needs to be on the same page, because if one person says this and the other person interprets this as that, that's where conflict emerges. And I'm not saying that both Hello Neighbor and Security Breach suffers from that. It's just usually when I see small games turn big and have this convoluted lore type, it doesn't work. And not every game needs lore. And maybe that's where I agree with MatPat, that not every game needs lore. Needs a big story, needs something. Look at Phasmophobia. There's no story in that game. It's just a bunch of dudes hunting ghosts. Like Friday night ghost hunting. When you try to put lore in a game where there should be none, you start creating a mess. Yeah. There's a good solid argument for why theories are killing games, because fact is, if you look at how popular Five Nights at Freddy's became, yeah, true, I agree. I do think that Poppy Playtime should have lore. It is that kind of game. It's not just a play for the sake of playing. But yeah. Yeah, Poppy Playtime devs are an interesting one. If you ever watch a video on that, I don't think they're as bad as people make it out to be. Because people say like, oh, they stole the concept from this person. Like the Huggy, the big grinning thing. But I'm like, yeah, but that person stole it from Bendy and the Ink Machine, so it's like everyone is ripping each other off. That's not really a good argument. But reading the history of the people behind Poppy's Playtime, I'm not saying that the developers. The developers probably have nothing to do with it, because that's usually how developers end up. People blame the actual game makers when 99 out of 100 times they don't even have a say in what's happening. Game has bugs, shitty developers. But maybe they didn't have enough time to fix them all. Yes, of course, there's an argument to make for it's not being tested properly. That's true. But are the developers, are the people who are paying the developers actually giving enough time and money to pay a proper tester? Aren't they just saying like, test it yourself and then release the product? That's the thing. And if developers are doing this, if they release a game in a state that is absolutely horrendous, why are the people in charge not saying anything about that? And that's what you see with Blizzard games. Blizzard games actually had people, like developers who were assholes, but that has nothing to do with the games usually. It was just being them horrible to employees, especially female employees. We've all read the stories. But it's not the actual developer's fault. Yeah, the Spirit. Ayo, my girl Spirit looking fine though. Spirit mains have never been seen a day so bright. I like Spirit. I liked Spirit way before I even started getting into the competitive scene of Dead by Daylight. I just love her as a character. I love ghost stuff. So Spirit's character just spoke with me. The fact that she was the strongest character in the game just was coincidence. Oh, I never cleaned this part. Dead by Daylight does have some very interesting developers, though. And I don't know. Sometimes they make decisions that I'm like, why? And especially the PR team. For instance, them coming out with, oh yeah, by the way, David King is gay. I'm like, okay. And what's the point? Cool, now you have a gay character in the game. Okay, so why did it have to be him? The whole thing about Dead by Daylight was it's horror characters. The lore is good, but it never had anything to do with mundane daily life shit. And if you wanted to make him gay, write it into lore. Why do you have to go announce it on Twitter? Write a newspaper article about it. That you made a character gay that already existed. What's the point? I think if they just went out, made a new character, and wrote in the lore he had a boyfriend or she had a girlfriend, that would have been perfect. But them go like retroactively making characters gay just because they are beloved, it just feels cheap to me. It feels like they're doing it as a PR move and not because they care. But yeah, and like again, Dead by Daylight developed the fact that they were one of the first companies to dive into NFTs, even though it wasn't their fault technically, because the people who owned the Cenobite, what's his name, Hellraiser Priest, the people who owned the rights to that character wanted NFTs. And they basically could either say sure, or say no, but then they wouldn't have the character. I don't like NFTs. It's dumb. It's harmful to the environment, and it's useless. Nia's supposed to be killer, but that is lore accurate. You can't tell me otherwise. But yeah, all in all, Dead by Daylight has some interesting stuff. I honestly think that what's his name, Trickster is one of the best characters, lore-wise, because. Okay, gameplay-wise, he's on crack, and I don't mean that in the good sense that he is strong. He's literally on crack for some reason. But you know, he's a cool he's a really cool character in his story, because a lot of the times killers are either like, oh, they're crazy maniacs, which he kind of is. Okay, let me think about this, because there's something that sets him apart. Okay, a lot of the times with Dead by Daylight killers, you start to have some sympathy for them. For instance, and I'm not talking about the licensed killers, because those have their own stories. I'm talking about Dead by Daylight killers. Spirit, tragic backstory. Hag, tragic backstory. The Trapper has a tragic backstory. The Wraith has a tragic backstory. The clown has a bit of a tragic backstory since his father was an abusive drunk. Who else? Huntress. She's not even truly a killer, she's just a beast. Because she was raised as one. She can't help it. So yeah, that's kind of tragic. Every killer has some type of... The nurse. They changed the nurse later, which I find bullshit. Nurse had a good story, and then they just turned it into a one-page cry about it. Like, bruh. But yeah, you get my feeling when I say all of them have a tragic backstory. And then there's the trickster. He's just an asshole. He's a killer. He's a killer through and through. And there is some part tragic about him, but it's not like, oh, I killed to survive, or oh, I killed to because they hurt me. No, I kill because I like doing it. And for someone who looks the most human in the game, he is one of the scariest in my opinion. Just because of that. And his connection to his to the survivor that came with him, this Yunjin, his manager, they did it so well. Plus, his music, themes, his trailer, it's all fire. I love how they wrote a character that is scary yet endearing. Like, nothing about that guy should say, oh, I like him. Yet you do. Dredge. I haven't read anything about the Dredge yet. It's the new one, right? The phallic-looking monster. I haven't read his lore yet. I do know that, because I haven't played in a while. I should play again. It's been a while. I basically stopped playing when the artist came out. For what it's worth, with Dead by Daylight, their lore team is usually on point. Yeah, I forgot the spokes. That's one less spoke. You're focusing on match... Okay. Matchmaking is the true horror. They never should have gone with the matchmaking, honestly. The game was... It wasn't not in the best state, but it was better than it is now. Which rear spoke is not cleaned yet? This one. No, they are all. Oh, they actually fixed the bug. You could pick it up while you're flying, which would sometimes result in you flying. Literally. It's up there. Fix that later. Yeah, it's also known for that. Long loading screens. Oh, that sucks. I hope they don't ever go for fail in Dead by Daylight. That would just ruin the game, in my opinion. Like, oh, your killer left. Let's search for another one. Let's search for some poor sod who is having a bad day and no idea what he's about to be pulled into. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh. Look at it go. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna end it anyway. Thank you for being here. Thanks. I had a lot of fun. Good luck in DVD. Oh, the subway station. That's a big one. I'll do that next time. I don't want to start on that now. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I most certainly did. So yeah, have a good night, sleep well, and I'll see you tomorrow. No, Monday. So, bye bye.